He thought he was just doing the right thing, but when a police car showed up at his door hours later, 13-year-old Jason's life changed in ways he could never have imagined. Let's rewind to where it all began. The sun was setting over the quiet streets of Camden, New Jersey. Shadows stretched long as the faint hum of cars passed by, and the laughter of children playing tag echoed from a nearby park. Jason, a bright-eyed teen with a head full of big dreams, walked his usual route home from school. His sneakers scuffed against the pavement, and his backpack bursting with textbooks and crumpled notes bounced with each step. Jason had just finished a tough math quiz that had left him scratching his head for hours. He'd replayed the problems over and over, wishing he'd studied just a little more. Lost in thought, he almost didn't notice the glint of something lying by a cracked curb. Curious, he stopped and bent down to pick it up. It was a wallet, worn and frayed at the edges, the leather soft from years of use. He glanced around. The street was empty except for the faint rustle of leaves and the occasional bark of a dog behind a chain-link fence. Jason's fingers trembled slightly as he opened the wallet. Inside were a driver's license, some crisp $20 bills, and a handful of scattered cards. The ID belonged to someone named Denise Harper, and the address listed was just a few blocks away. Jason's first instinct was a conflicted one. The cash caught his eye. He thought about the new sneakers he'd been saving up for or the video game his friends wouldn't stop talking about. But then, his mom's voice echoed in his mind, clear as day. Integrity is what you do when no one is watching. He sighed and zipped the wallet into his backpack. His decision was made. As Jason approached the address on the ID, he felt a nervous flutter in his chest. It was a modest brick house with a faded blue door and flower pots that looked like they'd seen better days. He hesitated on the porch, shifting his weight from one foot to the other. What if the owner thought he'd stolen it? What if they accused him of something he didn't do? Summoning his courage, Jason knocked. The door creaked open, and a woman with kind eyes and a messy bun appeared. She looked to be in her 40s, her expression curious but cautious. "Yes," she asked, her voice gentle. "Hi, double quotes," Jason stammered. He fumbled with his backpack and pulled out the wallet. "I found this on the sidewalk, and it had your address. I thought I'd return it." The woman's eyes widened in surprise. She took the wallet with trembling hands and flipped through its contents. Relief washed over her face. "Oh my goodness, that's mine. I didn't even realize I'd dropped it," she said, her voice breaking with gratitude. "Thank you so much, young man. You don't know how much trouble you've saved me." Jason shrugged, trying to downplay it. "It's no problem. I just thought it was the right thing to do." As he turned to leave, Denise called after him. "Wait, what's your name?" "Jason," he replied. "Well, Jason, you've got a good heart. I owe you one." Jason smiled shyly, feeling a sense of pride as he jogged off. Little did he know, his small act of kindness would soon have far-reaching consequences. That evening, Jason sat at the kitchen table, hunched over his homework. The smell of baked chicken wafted through the air, mingling with the sound of his younger sister Tasha humming as she played with her dolls. Their mother, Gloria, stood at the stove, her apron tied tightly around her waist as she stirred a pot of mashed potatoes. "How was school today?" Gloria asked, glancing over her shoulder. "It was fine," Jason replied, not wanting to make a big deal out of the wallet. Just then, the sound of tires crunching gravel filled the air. Jason's pencil froze mid-word. A flash of red and blue lights painted the living room walls, and a knock at the door shattered the evening's peace. "Mom," Jason's voice was tinged with nervousness. Gloria frowned, wiping her hands on her apron. She peeked through the curtain. "It's a police car," she said, her tone puzzled. Jason's heart raced. What could this possibly be about? He hadn't done anything wrong, had he? The knock came again, firmer this time. Gloria opened the door cautiously, her protective instincts kicking in. A tall officer stood on the porch, his face unreadable. "Good evening, ma'am. Is Jason home?" The officer asked, his voice deep but calm. Gloria's eyes narrowed. "What's this about?" she demanded. Jason stepped forward, swallowing hard. "I'm Jason. What's going on?" The officer studied him for a moment. "We received a report about a wallet returned earlier today. I'd like to ask you a few questions." Jason's stomach dropped. I returned it. I found it on the sidewalk." "I didn't take anything," he stammered. The officer's expression remained serious. "You're sure about that?" Gloria bristled. "Now wait just a minute. My son did the right thing, and you're accusing him of stealing?" The officer's stern face suddenly broke into a wide grin. "Relax, ma'am," he said, raising his hands in mock surrender. "I'm just messing with him." Jason blinked, his confusion evident. At that moment, Denise appeared from behind the officer, laughing softly. "Jason, I'm so sorry for scaring you," she said warmly. "This is my son, Chris. He's a police officer. We wanted to surprise you for being such a good kid." Jason's jaw dropped. Wait, this was a joke. Chris chuckled and extended his hand. "Not just a joke, kid. I wanted to personally thank you. You've got more integrity than most people I know." Denise placed a hand on Jason's shoulder. "What you did meant so much to me. You deserve to be recognized." Jason's earlier fear melted away, replaced with pride and gratitude. He had no idea the small act of kindness would lead to such an unforgettable moment. It was a reminder that doing the right thing, even when no one is watching, can bring rewards far beyond what we expect. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to Unfolded Tales Explained and press the bell icon for more inspiring stories like this.